Yeah, go ahead.
So, first off, we know that the Buddha claimed in many instances in the Pali Canon that the Noble Eightfold Path is the only way out of suffering, right?
Right.
So I'm guessing probably out of rebirth as well. So in that case, can moksha be the same as Nibbana? Because Nibbana, if I...
Yes,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, because whether... So if Nibbana means an extinguishing of both subjective and objective consciousness, right? Then mean that it's the same for moksha, or maybe getting rid just of the individual one?
The subjective is gone, but the objective remains. See, the difference between Buddha teaching and others is that in the Buddha, he says, I have seen everything in such a way that even that consciousness which you say is a witness is gone. But in the religion like Hindu or Christian or whatever, whoever have belief in God, that means the subjective experience or subjective consciousness, everybody agrees is fictitious, it's not real. But the objective consciousness is real. So basically, if through meditation, various meditation, let's say Kundalini or Japa or something, yoga, Tantra, and any one of the methods, what would happen? The I-ness is gone. The individual I is gone, completely erased out. So now I is everyone, right? It's all encompassing. And hence it becomes, or it is said to be a void of individual existence. And when you have a void of individual existence, that's moksha. Meaning you don't exist as an individual any longer. You are a greater self. So by misunderstanding or the avidya, what a person had considered himself to be an individual consciousness, now he is understood there's no individual consciousness. Basically, he lets go of the Atma view. It doesn't mean he becomes anatma. He just lets go of that individual. If I take a Vedantic experience, it's like gold and ornaments or a clay over pot. The clay remains, but the pot is gone. Because through clay, you can create many pots. So I'm saying, I'm Vilas and you're Andras. You're from so-and-so country, I'm from so-and-so country, you are from this tradition, I'm from that tradition, and so on and so forth. But they all are names of the pot. But essentially, you're seeing, I'm seeing, you're hearing, I'm hearing, you're tasting, I'm tasting, you're touching, I'm touching, you're smelling, I'm smelling, you're thinking, I'm thinking. So there's nothing separation, right? It's the same. It's not only intellectually knowing it's same, but as an experience, it's just an experience. So there's nothing like Andhras is experiencing. That is moksha. And you would know that you have attained that state. But then the problem is that unless till the time I, now the big I exists, that is the clay exists, it can make pots. And that's what the neva sanya na sanya is. That is neither perception nor non-perception, because now you've lost the perception of an individual self. But very soon, you would get into an individual self.
Because the next birth would probably be in some higher realm, but that does not promise not coming down after the conditions are lost, right?
Exactly. So that's the paradoxical situation where I've landed. that doesn't mean that that's not a good state to exist, but you still exist. As long as there is existence, so long the suffering is going to continue, because existence leads to suffering. Now, I can argue what there is suffer. Yeah, you see, you have to put in effort to stay in that particular state. Be it now as a human, I need to have my mind under control. Mind involves five senses. So to basically do the Indriya Samvara, whichever religion I belong to, but still I have to guard the senses. If I don't, it gets dispersed. And hence, I need to go run and pick it up. So the eyes will go somewhere. So then I need to either pick up that item, bring it home, because now the eye will not go. But now, having taken that, it will go now with something else. As an illustration, I have this. It was lying in a store, let's say. It was in this condition. Then the shopkeeper had put it in this way, and I liked it. And let's say I picked it up. Now, this, let's say I could have bought it. Now, when I was in the States, I have Ariu, and he said, Vilas, I don't use it. If you want, you can take it. And I brought it home. So I can now keep on staring at it. So my eyes are not going anywhere. Every morning, I see this. But this app has a problem. If it falls down, it breaks. Then that experience is gone. So I have to protect it. In the same way, if I'm on jhanas or whatever, I need to protect. This is suffering. Because you need to exist. You need to exist in that state. What if you were to give up all existences? Then the question comes, will the consciousness now pick up anything? The answer is no. So Nibbana is a state when it ceases completely without residue. No experience and no experiencer, no subjective, no objective. That's gone. So when we practice that, the parinibbana is you already done that. So the senses will completely get extinguished because there is no thing to pick up. So there's a fire and there is food. The six senses are the food for this fire. The fire is the sense, is the consciousness, and the six senses are the food. Each one gets fire. So Buddha explains that very nicely with a simile. This is called as twig fire, this is this fire, and the log fire, etc. So you can consider that this consciousness comes in contact with eyes, becomes eye consciousness, said to be eye consciousness. If this consciousness comes in the ear, is said to be ear consciousness. Means it starts eating that. That's the difference between moksha and nibbana.
So would we say that with moksha there's an appearance of being without craving and aversion, but there's still delusion or ignorance, like this subtle eye, right?
Yes, that is. There's going to be a subtle eye which will say, hey, you know what, I'm there. And that I am there is going to be there. But it's a very nice state to be in, honestly, because you have attained moksha from the suffering of considering yourself to be separated out. That to that extent, you have attained something extraordinary. Meaning, let's say my son were to die or my wife were to die. Because there are two people at my home. They're very close to me. But if I am them in real fact, not as an imagination, then there's no death. Why? There's nobody born, die. It's just consciousness moving from here to there. Like I'm moving from here to there. So I am that existence. That's moksha. From considering I have a wife, I have a son, I have a house, I am living in India, I'm escaped that. Moksha. Moksha means you literally came out of it, came out of the delusion that I am this small I. And that's the last jump. That's the jump, which is not there in Vedanta or in anything that how do you jump? That's not there. And that's the reason you need to believe in God. Because now you don't know, you've come till the end of it. And you know if you were to exist like this, it tends towards infinity. That means you get infinite existence. So you feel infinite. I'm infinite. That means I'm going to exist forever. And I feel it's going to be fixed now. I'm done with it. Not realizing the defilements have not been removed. So sometime, meaning sometime means after the lifespan of that existence, it can take any existence. That is a problem.
Mm, that also, yeah, very well directly leads me to the next question because I've heard Buddhists say that canonically arahants die in a few days if they're not ordained. But Jivan Muktas, on the other hand, live for the rest of their life. And so that was also kind of showing me there could be a difference in their awakening.
Yes. So even I don't agree on the commentarial aspect. It's not there in any sutta that somebody needs to take robes in 7 days, otherwise he will die. That's a commentarial approach. But Buddha never says, as an arhat, you can't stay. So Jivaka stayed an arhat. There's nothing that he had to do something extra. Now, what is an arhat state? In fact, there is this Chabbisodana Sutta, a very nice sutta, which explains what is an arhat. So he gives illustrations how an arhat would be. So if any one of those qualities you find, it's an arhat. He doesn't have to do anything. He's completed what he's supposed to do. The asavas, the defilements have ended. That's it. So there's no birth in any realms of existence. His raga, that is rupa raga, is gone. Dvesha is anyway gone long time ago. The moha was there that I am going to be in anagami state or whatever that is, or in the arupa realm, that's completely gone. So the mana, vanity, udacha, that means restlessness to attain higher. Okay, and then the avidya, ignorance, is completely erased. That means out of the four asava, Ditti asava went at Sotapanna, Kamasava went at Anagami, Bhavasava and Avijjasava has gone at Arhat, and that's it. Those four asavas are supposed to go, and two were gone earlier, now two are gone, and then it's liberated forever. Why? because there is no existential interest. So the commentarial approach is, since he doesn't have any interest, if he remains in the lay life, it would cause a problem because he's not interested. So how can he stay in a family life? So he would tend to end his life because he would find it meaningless. Continue. So in one way, it might seem all right, because there are many suttas where the arhats have committed suicide or they ended their life because they felt there's no point. So I think commentarial exegesis, if we were to take, is that they, after studying all of this, felt that in 7 days, a person should take ropes or else he will die. It's not that the death is going to come and take him in 7 days. No, he will not have any interest in continuing life. So take this as an example. Right now, I don't have anything as a son and a wife and house and money and all of that. With ignorance also gone, what's the point of just continuing life? For what reason? What's the aim of doing that? So either I will have to go and join a monastery till the end of my life just to continue and be with the non-worldly experience, or just cut the journey. So I might cut my wrist and just let it go. I could take on the fan and tie it and die, or I might go on the train track and kill myself, or whatever way to kill. Can be whatever. But that's the end of it. I mean, I find that there is no need for me to exist. And that seems true. But if you really comprehend, that's not how it is, because you lose interest in worldly things. As an anagami itself, you have lost interest in worldly things. So what's the point in saying at arahat you're going to go away? No. In fact, you will now see world from a different perspective. You have two choices. Just continue the way it is, not get involved one way, or take ropes another way. I think both are valid. And this impression that you were going to kill yourself goes too far, because there are some suttas where the arhats have indeed cut their wrist or done something with their life and they've committed suicide, like Godika. He commits suicide. So then, if I were to read it properly, then I would say, okay, so there's no point, he died. But there was no fear, there was no prejudice, or there was nothing to say that why I should not die. He didn't die out of frustration. He died out of no point in continuing. So I can say, the consciousness got extinguished because anyway it was extinguished. So whether he killed himself or he didn't kill himself, there was no vijnana left. Right? So you can cut it at any point in time.
So my next question is Kundalini related. So if I understood your previous answer correctly, full Kundalini awakening, where it comes to a full non-dual experience where there is no individual, would basically be just organizing energy in such a way that one appears free from wanting, but is then reborn in a higher realm and then inevitably has a possibility of falling down, right?
Yes, see what happens here is that there are two ways of deriving Kundalini, is one through yoga and one through unnatural means. Let's say I don't take Viagra, but I will have a sexual tantric experience wherein I'm not ejaculating with that feminine and continue on that for quite a number of hours. The Muladhara, that is the starting chakra, will start to rotate because the sexual energy will start to expand that place. Its job is to ejaculate, but through psychic power, person is non-ejaculating it. So the energy is not consumed. So what happens is that it rises up. So the first one is the earth element. So there's a shaking of the earth element, which then powers up second water element in the Swadhisthana chakra. So when it happens, you see your whole body is shaking and then it's going in topsy-turvy. So you lose yourself. There's no sense of self. And when it comes to Manipura chakra in the navel region, it's a heat, it's tremendous heat because it's a fire element. When it comes to the Agnya chakra, you have air element. You can feel reason, tornado kind of effect. When it comes to Vishuddhi chakra, then you have spaciousness. And then you have in the Agnya chakra, you see a halo of light flowing across. And then when you come to the crown chakra, that Sahasrara chakra, you feel the merging of an individual consciousness with supreme consciousness. But it has tubular forms, called as nadi. If somebody has not cleansed the nadi, it might turn dangerous mental experience and a limited painful physical experience. So he might get or she might get some weird beings which he or she starts seeing, and that will be really paranoid or like a paranormal thing created by the mind. Now there's no cure to that, and to complicate the issue, he would have some diseases for which there are no drugs to cure. It might even turn out to be a dual mindset or a split mindset, schizophrenia, or some other kind of complication, because now he started imagine things, get caught up at the two things. You can do the same thing by doing some. I can take LSD, I can take marijuana, I can take ayahuasca, I can take so many things to induce that, and then I get a total change in the brain neural networks, and then I get that experience. Another proper way, the other way, is to develop the yogic ability by cleansing the nadi. And that's the right way, but it takes a lot of time. So, like if you'd go for Sadhguru or any other, you'll find he teaches the Bhuta Shuddhi, that is cleansing the elements, and then he teaches the um, this one yogic posture, Shambhavi Mahamudra. So that he teaches. And that will increase your experience of Kundalini at the base of the chakra. And that's addictive. So you always want it. It's like sex. Once you get that orgasmic experience or a non ejaculative experience, you forget yourself. So you would like to have it again and again. And now you have to find a female consort who is going to be your guiding light in terms of that. So you have to come to Shakti then. Basically, that's how this thing is going to go, because Shiva and Shakti. You require some Shakti of female form to give herself to you in order to power the entire generator. That's like powering up. So it goes in circles and then lights up both, lights her up and lights this person up. So this process takes around 49 days, 7 into 7, 7 weeks into 7 days. After 49 days, you can engage yourself in a sexual trance, and then that means till that time, no ejaculation, no sexual thoughts or anything. Just a meditative state of Soham or Om or whatever, take and then create that. Or you can do the root mantras like Lam, Hum, Ram, like that, and do the Om right here. And it creates that energy shift. So it helps you in transcending physical experience. So now the Shiva is the phallus and the Shakti is the vagina. So you bind both of them in non-sexual yet sexual state. Non-sexual because it is very associated. Okay, it's a there's no ejaculation by both, meaning the mucus is coming, but it's not doing anything in particular. Now, can you do it individually? Yes, you can do it, but it takes a lot of time. So that's where the Tantra comes into existence. So this is how you basically proceed. And that's another dimension.
So related to Michaditi and your pink shirt example, right? Some traditions also claim influencing outer reality with just one's intention is possible, right? So what would the Buddha say regarding that? You mentioned there could be always an influence of higher beings like Brahmas and Devas, but this is still conditional through them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So it's like this, Andras. So you are from which country, let's say?
Slovenia.
Slovenia. Okay. So now, how did I and you meet? If you were to look at it. Yeah, go ahead. Let's journey.
It was people who we both knew mutually.
Yes. So there is somebody helping you and me meet, but that person may be there, may not be there. Right? So that's condition. We both are conditioned to meet. Right? And this guy became a condition. He became a conduit for us to meet. So in the same way, when we have frequencies matching, because we are basically photon kind of thing, I and you, either we go on a wave or on a particle or both. If we were to joined together. So somebody, some other thing made that happen. In the same way, can't it be influenced by other beings? That's true. Now, this other being, we're calling him as human, and we are meeting. And what if it is non-human? Still we can meet. So there would be always an influence based upon our mental state at that point in time. So if I'm getting all of this knowledge, it's combination of my effort and somebody influencing it, right? Or something influencing it. Even if I were to go on the internet and read out and all of that, there should be something that influences. It is not that only my effort is maximum. So there was always an influencing factor. Can be a human, can be non-human, it doesn't matter. But some being is doing something with you, whether it's for good deed or for bad deed. Let's say I go to Netherlands and I go to Amsterdam and I love to enjoy female company and just happen to be there. And in the evening, I see some nice girls walking by. It's my effort to go and talk to them, negotiate a price. But still, a being can stop me from doing what I'm doing, or a being can help me in continuing doing what I want to do. Like a friend of mine would approach and say, "Hey, Vilas, what are you doing here?" I said, "I just came to Amsterdam." I understand, but why in this place? It's not a good place for you. I say, "Hey, thank you very much. I think I would have gone wrong. Thank you." And then I go away. So it just came pretty near, but it deflected. So the mental state, thought, got deflected by my friend appearing. What if there was no friend appearing and I still get that intuition that I should be doing it? I almost went to give some euros to that girl. Realized, no, I shouldn't be doing this. It's wrong. It's immoral. And I feel sorry and I leave the place. Or I see that girl in such a pathetic condition that for just for food she has to do so much. Oh my God, what I would have done. So it makes me even more better, right? So my sexual urge just diminishes then and there. So in this process, somebody is also helping me. I am also doing it, and the both are working. Does that seem logical?
It does, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's more or less it. Those were all of the questions prepared.
Okay, so then we can end the recording as well.